Hey, what's up guys, RxVR here, and today I'm doing a video in relation to top 5 VR accessories you should own. Now for me, I've owned 3 VR headsets, so that is the Index, the Vive Pro 2, as well as the HTC Cosmos. And throughout my experience, these are 5 things that I would highly recommend you go out and purchase. So without further ado anyway guys, let's get into it and check out the first product. So the first product I'm recommending that you get replaced when you get your VR headset is the facial pad cover. These absorb sweat more than anything, and I've got to say with absolute certainty, it's incredibly unhygienic. With me, I went out and got one for my Vive Pro 2, so I was on ebay.com, and it's kind of like a fake leather one. And it's not only more comfortable, it blocks out more light as well, which is something that's highly important with a VR headset. You don't want light bouncing off your lenses. So with the facial pad cover as well, if you're playing long sessions of say Beat Saber or you're playing Pistol Whip, it will definitely be a lifesaver as well. Trying to clean your headset and everything else, it just makes it so much easier. So that is a facial pad cover. Definitely look at getting one. Go onto eBay or Amazon. Just get a cheap one. As long as it's compatible with your VR headset, it's definitely going to be fine. So that's a facial pad cover. Definitely go check it out. My next recommendation is to get a replacement cable for your VR headset. Now, why I'm recommending that is as followed. So, as you can see right here with my Vive Pro 2, it has wear and tear over time, so some of the housing around the actual cable itself has started to strip back. And with me, I tend to adjust my headset quite a bit, and not to mention, depending on what type of game I'm playing, so if I'm playing Doom VFR or Pistol Whip, my cable does, get a bit of a thrushing out of play sessions with those titles. So anyway, having a replacement cable laying around is incredibly valuable because at the end of the day, if something does happen with your cable, you can always just, take it out, replace it, and that is pretty much it. So it's highly recommended for me to get one. So go onto eBay, etc., and obtain one. That is a replacement cable. It's definitely worth owning. My next recommendation is fpsvr. This software has definitely saved me a lot of hassles in regards to how my games are performing. If I need to make a slight tweak or something in that category, FPS definitely tells me all the information that I need to know. So it tells me the projection of the resolution, it tells me my GPU usage, my CPU usage, and not to mention the temps of my hardware as well. It will tell me if my controllers are going flat. It displays that information as well, how charged they are. It's definitely a very valuable tool. It has so much useful information, especially because when you're in a VR headset, you can't just look at your monitor and see how well your system is performing. Anyway, that is FPS VR. That is on Steam. It's currently $5.95 in Australia, so incredibly cheap. I'd highly recommend checking this out if you want to say, monitor certain things within your VR headset. So the next recommendation I have is to have a second set of controllers. As you can see right here, I currently have the Vive ones as well as the Valve Index controllers. Now both of these controllers are incredibly good at what they do. But once it comes down to it, certain games are definitely suited more for the Vive ones and certain games are suited more for the Valve Index controllers. An example is when I'm playing a game on EMU VR with a light gun or something in that category, it just feels better to have the wand in my hand. And when I'm playing, say, Half-Life Alyx, for example, it definitely is more suited for the Index controllers. So once it does come down to it, having a second set of controllers to have a better experience in certain titles is highly recommended in my opinion, because it can definitely enhance the experience with what you get within the titles you're playing. So that is, of course, getting a second set of controllers. Look into it. In my opinion, it's definitely worth looking into. So the last and final product we have on our list here today is a VR stand. Now for me personally, I could not live without my VR stand anymore due to the fact of what it provides me with. So it keeps my desk nice and clutter free, and not to mention the fact it looks amazing on top of my PC case. So as you can see right here, I've got my Cosmos as well as my Vive Pro 2, and both headsets look absolutely amazing on top of my PC case. So for me personally, this pretty much declutters certain areas on, say, your desk, and not to mention it can turn your headset into a display piece. That is, of course, a VR stand. There's brands like Kiwi, etc. So I'd recommend probably Googling them, maybe just looking at their headset stands first. But if not, go onto eBay. Just as long as it's compatible with your headset, that is pretty much all you have to worry about. So that's a headset stand. I'd highly recommend going out and getting one. So that is pretty much my list here today, guys. Those are 5 things I would recommend that you go out and at least look at. But with that said, there are plenty more out there that you should at least look into as well. Anyway, so with the VR headset stand, all it comes down to is what controllers you have and if they are compatible or not with the stand. For example, if they can sit on the location the controllers are meant to sit on. So figure out what controllers you have, and that is all you need to worry about in regards to purchasing a VR stand. And that is pretty much it from me today, guys. So I am RxVR. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I shall catch you in the next video. Peace out.